Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to Coffee and Headlines, our daily get together live here on Facebook every day of the week, where we gather and we exchange comments, ideas, questions, topics, suggestions, headlines, of course, about how to have an awesome life here in Puerto Vallarta as a community of English speaking locals. As always, it is a pleasure to meet you and see you every single day. And it is a pleasure to welcome new friends. If you are new to these broadcasts, please let us know by writing the word new in your comment and we'll do a little dance. No, I'm just kidding. We won't do that. But we'll be so very happy to welcome you. And of course, if you have any important questions that you want to discuss through the broadcast, it helps a lot if you add the letter Q to them. That way we can be looking for those cues and we can answer your comments or questions. If we don't get to them during the broadcast, we get to them shortly thereafter in the course of the day or the next day. Today is March the 10th. It is Wednesday, so today we are going to go walking in a little while. But first, we are going to dash some through some very quick news because today's walking tour is a little lengthy. And so we might as well, no, what am I talking about? Might as well get to it. Let me see who's in the house. See, today coffee is just going through me and I'm like, bzzz, ready to go places. Jill is in the house and ready to go walking. That is truly, truly awesome. And let's see. Oh, Bill, you're coming back to back in PV next week. That is absolutely wonderful. Boom, bam, boom, bam, boom. Rob, good morning. It's good to see you. Sherry, you're back home, but we miss you. But you're always here. There you go. Anaheim is in the house by way of John. It's great to see you. Portland's in the house. And yes, we continue to send good vibes and speedy recovery for our dear friend Raymond, who is our baker, our house baker, one of many, but certainly our favorite. Let's see what else we have. Oh, I love it. A big and hearty good morning to all from Cinco. It's just Cinco. It's not CD. It's not Cinco de Diciembre. It's just Cinco. I love it. Oh, from Cinco. You know, you make it sound so swanky, Mary. I mean, you keep calling in that, and I think the rents are gonna go high. So I'm not so sure about that. Dinner date. Oh, that is very tempting, Michael. As a matter of fact, I had lunch at Siam yesterday. You probably didn't even notice, but I was walking to Siam here here, not in Emiliano Zapata. And right around the corner, I ran into your bartender from the Emiliano Zapata location. He said hello, and I didn't realize that we're next door neighbors. So maybe we're going to go get some bread together. We're going to go looking for el pan. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, Laura, there is no such thing as an amateur music lover. Give yourself some credit. I think everyone is a music lover. How much we choose to understand what makes us love music, that's a different story. But in my book, you are a professional music lover like myself, and I am just so grateful to share some more specific insights with whoever wishes to learn more about it. Today, we're going to talk about painting and sculpture, and I'm not an expert, so you're going to hear me refer to some of the things that we're going to see in our walking tour in a very different way. But you are a professional music lover, as far as I'm concerned. Bam! Let's see what else we have. Um, um, Good morning from Toronto. I am on a waiting list for a vaccine appointment, possibly for this week. Keep your fingers crossed, Joe. I hope that happens. Yay! Jesse has his walking heels on. I love it. I hope you're feeling better than Monday. I know that Monday you were not having a good day at work, so I sent you hugs this morning. So I hope today will be a good day. Ooh, oh dear. Rehoboth? That's a new one for me, but that beach is in the house. Good morning, Bill. It's great to see you. Crocodile news. I saw you hinting yesterday, Matthew. I read you. I kept an eye. And I saw that you were commenting about crocodile news, and lo and behold, we have crocodile news today. But first, this. Informed that the pandemic numbers in the state are improving such that all businesses will reopen according to the existing protocols. He also informed us that Mexican President Andrés Manuel López Obrador is scheduled to visit the state of Nayarit in the near future. That is absolutely good news. Yesterday or the day before, we announced that a new shipment of Pfizer vaccines was arriving in Guadalajara. We now know that these vaccines will be distributed in the Guadalajara metropolitan area. In addition, we also learned that Chancellor Marcelo Ebrard announced that a contract with Chinese manufacturer Sinovac for vaccines has been increased to 22 million, and these are expected to be delivered in Mexico between May and June. Yay, vaccines. This one I love. I love these kinds of news because unless you are living in a very specific part of town or specific areas, you'd be amazed to learn how many streets in Puerto Vallarta's metropolitan area have never been paved or were paved many years ago and they have not been maintained. So it is always nice to hear that the municipal government is working on public improvements such as new streets in Pitillal Centro, Bobadilla, and La Floresta, which are either being repaved or in some instances paved for the first time. And last but not least, in the formal news, yay! Last year, the use of cannabis was approved for medical purposes. Now a new proposal is headed for the Senate that would include regulating and approving its use just for the sake of it. Go for 20. Awesome news. How's that for a Wednesday? So let me take a quick look at your comments. In some future show, could you do a history show of Studio 54? Studio 54. You mean in New York? Are you pulling my leg, Michael? I don't think we have a Studio 54 in Puerto Vallarta. And there are many documentaries about Studio 54 in Manhattan. I can share a couple of them with you. I can tell you that it is a glamorous place. I was never there on the heyday, but I saw Cabaret there, and it was absolutely wonderful. Michael says, what? Crocodile news? Yes, we're always thinking about your Crocs, Michael. So we'll have something for you. Had Pfizer yesterday, says Clarissa. No side effects so far. We reported the other day that an incredible craving for tacos happens to those people that take the Pfizer vaccine. No, I'm just kidding. Just pulling your leg. Who is single? I don't know who you're talking about, but if he's single and he's my type, please send him my way. Let's see what else. Marco Antonio Barajas Moreno says, La Cámara de Diputados. Oh, so it was, see, I get my Cámara de Diputados and my Senado mixed up. Maybe it's the deputies that approved it. Now it's going to the deputies or vice versa. See, that's what happens when you smoke the damn stuff. You get all confused like I am confused now. So we will keep reading on this, but muchas gracias, Marco Antonio. We will absolutely keep our eye on that. Oh, there you go. And I saw it with what's his face that stayed at Casa Cupula a few years ago. Um, my neighbor is single. Oh, the bartender is single. Okay, so you think I should d- date your bartender, but not the other waiters that I think are really hot? Okay, fine. That sounds good to me. I'll go there. Let us dive into. Oh, come on. You have to spill your beans, Logan. You cannot just leave it like that. Or maybe you can. It's entirely up to you. But we'd love to hear about this connection that you have um, at some point in the near future. But first, let's go to the weather. Yes, we are just zooming today because we have a long walk. It is 26 degrees today. It feels like 26 degrees because humidity is wicked low to 31%. The temperature would be 78 degrees in Fahrenheit. And our snarky weather says it's nice out. I wonder when the other shoe is going to drop. Let us hope that it doesn't. The weather forecast for today clear throughout the day with a high temperature of 29, low temperature 18. Tomorrow it gets a little warmer, but just a little bit, clear through the day with a high temperature of 30, low temperature 18. And Friday, thank God it's going to be Friday, clear through the day, even warmer, 1 more degree, high temperature of 31, low temperature of 18. And now, here we are. I want to tell you before we continue with leisurely news and our walking tour that last night, I had the most amazing experience thanks to a dear friend that lives nearby. He took me to a taco stand around the corner from my house, not even 3 blocks away, that I'd never seen. I never knew anything about it. It is a nighttime taco stand that has been run by this man and wife who live. The taco stand is right in front of their house. So they've had this taco stand for 30 some years. Every night they come out and they sell their tacos. And she was telling me, this is never what the kind of life that I anticipated, but I became a taquera, a taco maker. And she told me about how she put her kids through college thanks to their taco stand. And the tacos were amazing. And these are the kinds of stories we're going to be looking for once we get started with Taco Tuesday this coming week. But we're not there yet, almost there. Now I want to tell you very quickly about the Sandmen that we see on the Malecon, and they're not happy, apparently. The popular living statues that spend their days without moving wish to be relocated from the new Malecon, which we call Malecon Dos or Malecon 2, and they wish to be relocated to Malecon Uno or Malecon 1, where they would not be working so close to the water and these conditions would be better for them. But apparently Juan Velázquez, who's the director of Reglamentos, locally known as El Chino, has not been very kind to them, or so they say. And some days I just wish these disputes were easily solved and they didn't make it to the headlines so that they didn't even make it here. But it is what it is. We love to talk about and or otherwise bring up reglamentos quite frequently. And yes, last but not least, we had another croc that was trapped. This time it was a 2.5 meter long specimen that was sauntering around Playa Holly, where the Pitillal River meets the ocean. The crocodile was transported to the Ameca River, where he was carefully released. And that brings us to the end of our news so that we can get ready for our walk. Let me take a quick look at your final comments. I had that taco craving after my Pfizer shots. Good for you, Michael. That means you're going to be in absolutely awesome health. Glee Audrey says cannabis. Yeah. I say yeah. Yeah. Let's see. Da, 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 da. I'm sorry you were not notified, Bob. Very weird. But here we are, and we're happy to see you. Let's see. Bing, gada, boom, bam, boom, bam, boom. Oh, how fun! How fun! And I walked right past it, Lisa, the other day when I was heading to the Saturday Tianguis, and I never knew that there was one there. So it is absolutely wonderful. Anyhow, do they tag the crocs when released? That's an excellent question, Joe. I actually read in the news note that the croc had already been tagged. And yes, they do get tagged so that they can be monitored as far as to where they come and go and so forth and so on. And that is the case. Let's see. I think we're ready. I think we're ready to walk. And we are walking not outside, we're walking inside. Last week, some of you said we would like to see some local artists. And I figured, what a better way to start than visiting one of Puerto Vallarta's most emblematic art galleries, and that would be Galleria Dante. I remember when I moved to Puerto Vallarta 19 years ago and I started working at Vallarta Lifestyles, it became very clear to me that Galleria Dante was one of the founding advertisers of the publication 15 years prior, and they were to be treated very, very, very lovingly and respectfully. And I am so grateful to say that through the years, even after my tenure at Vallarta Lifestyles, I've tried to stay close to the family that runs that wonderful place, Claire and her daughter Jenna. And even though I'm no longer working at the magazine, I continue to feel this not imposed, but my own commitment to them, because I know a lot of their back history. I know what it was like to begin your business back in the 80s in Puerto Vallarta, and how we should remain respectful and interested in all these people that were pioneers in this wonderful multicultural community that we now enjoy and sometimes even take for granted. Let's take a look at what this is about. Hello again. Today we are taking a very special walk. As you can see, standing right behind me is Galleria Dante, one of the most important galleries here in Puerto Vallarta. And I thought I would show you today what makes it so important. So let's check it out. So here we are, walking into Galleria Dante, and today we are going to play an easy game. We're just going to walk around and see what strikes our fancy. For starters, let me tell you a little bit of what I know about Galleria Dante. And in fact, I'm going to stand here and tell you that this gallery is the creation of the late Joe Guarnier and his wife, who came to Puerto Vallarta more years ago than I can remember. And they opened a pizza place. And this pizza place was called Pizza Joe. And they started hanging all kinds of things in their pizza place, such that eventually they became more consumed. Buenas tardes. They became more consumed with the artwork than the pizza. So at some point they decided no more pizza, and we're just going to be an art gallery. And Galleria Dante recently went through a series of important remodelations, because all these years they had been housing all this beautiful art in this building. But as you will see in a second, there was a construction of a large building next to their courtyard, which pretty much prompted the gallery to say, well, it's time to redo our roof. So they spent some time redoing the roof and redoing the gallery, which is now a 2-story facility with an elevator. And of course, there's a beautiful restaurant upstairs. So what we're going to do today is we're going to pretend that we have a lot of money. And I'm just going to photograph with my camera works that I find fascinating, as though I was actually purchasing them. So this is going to be our show and tell. And I'm back at the beginning, and I want to just show you the broad variety of works that you can find here. For example, this sculpture immediately catches my attention. along with some of these or music-inspired portraits, which I believe are by a gentleman by the name of Luis Valui Castellanos. I recognize that because being a musician, I've always been taken by some of the works that he creates. This is beautiful. I love these hats. And here the artist is called Donna Dixon. She has a whole series of beautiful portraits of traditional Mexico. How fun is that? And of course, there's large pieces and small pieces. Check it out. In the middle of everything, there's this tiny little sculpture of two kitty cats, which I actually enjoy very much, because that means that if you have a big budget or you have a lot of space in your walls, you can actually come in here and purchase a large piece, or you can purchase a small piece. Check these guys. I love the bright colors in some of these paintings.
Love those
So
two.
let me keep looking just to see what kind of treasures we find here. There's some miniatures right in front of me. And these are made by a gentleman called Romeo de la Cruz. Look at how cute these things are. There's one. And there's another. Totally awesome. And there's more here. Oh, wow. Check it out.
That darling little girl is
Now,
still there.
I love this piece of furniture here because a lot of the artists, the sculptors that are represented by the gallery, will oftentimes make small pieces or small versions of their larger works. So Claire always keeps beautiful, tiny, tiny sculptures available for purchase. And sometimes you can find really interesting things there. Now this is cool. These are pieces of art that are mounted on cardboard, which is actually mounted on wood. I've never seen something like this before. Let me show you a little bit of what they are.
Oh, those were so cool.
Way cool. And these are by an artist by the name of Emilio Rama. And look at these pieces.
Hold that
These
thought, Rob.
don't speak to me per se, as in I would not necessarily hang them in my home, but they are beautifully created. And the colors are just amazing. So we don't want those for my birthday. And as you can see, the gallery has created, all these sliding panels so that if you're looking for works by specific artists, such as this nice gentleman,
Who I
you
think was
can
not supposed
slide
to move that.
the sliders in and out so that you can find, or someone from the gallery can show you the works that you're interested in. Lots of color. Look at that beautiful, that canvas is enormous, by the way. That canvas is probably almost as tall as I am. Beautiful work. Some watercolors here by a lady by the name of Donna Dixon. Really nice works. And I recognize this. This looks like Bill McGrail. He is a local artist. Let me take a photo of these panels because they are beautiful. Bill McGrail is one of those artists that has been living in Puerto Vallarta for the longest time. And his work is very, very popular. What else do we have? And we're not getting to the second floor just yet. I want to explore downstairs. This is more work by Bill McGrail. Always, always interested in painting plants and living things.
Hi, Matthew. Here we have work by Ivan Genet. I hope I'm pronouncing his name properly. More modern stuff, which I find very interesting. And as long as we're on this side, let us take a look at the courtyard. And this courtyard is one of the most beautiful places here in the art gallery. As I mentioned before, the owners had to contend, I don't know if contend is the right word, they had to deal with that monstrosity, which was built right behind them, maybe 3 or 4 years ago. And at that point, Joe and Claire were realizing that it was time to remodel the art gallery. The original building, which is this building over here, was just a one-story building. And so they went ahead and remodeled, and they created this enhanced version of a patio, which they already had. But look at all these sculptures. I recognize the works of some of these people. For example, this beautiful bronze by Luis Espiridion. I hope I can get a good photograph of this because there's a lot of light behind it. Oh, here's another Luis Espiridion that I love. I recognize Luis's work because I have one of his sculptures at home. And check out this smiling cat. Beautiful stuff. So this peaceful courtyard has most of the larger sculpture collection. Check out this flying pig or pig with wings. How fun is that?
Loved it.
And of course that sculpture doubles as a water fountain. Beautiful work. Let me see, the sun is on the other side, so let me come around and take a photo of it from this side. There you go. Let's see. This is probably a good angle to photograph it. Or at least the top of it. It is taller than me. So scattered all around, you find all these beautiful sculptures, and right next to them, you find more and more paintings. Everywhere you look, there is something to explore, and there's something for just about every taste. Look at that ginormous canvas showing a marketplace. I don't know that I can do it justice with the camera. We'll give it our best shot. And this is definitely my height. It is very, very large. Look at some of the detail in it. I'll just take a photo of it. Some of the center part of it. Just beautiful work. And this is by Efrain Gonzalez. This seems to be like the Efrain Gonzalez wall because all these beautiful, very traditional Mexican scenes are by him. Let me walk a little bit back so that I can capture that one and show it to you.
Right behind me, Jesse, is my transgender hooker.
More sculptures, smaller sculptures. Here's more paintings by Luis Castellanos Valui, the gentleman that I mentioned earlier that does all these portraits of music and musicians. Oh, I love this series. I remember seeing it a while back. This is by a painter from Guadalajara, I believe. His name is Israel Zepeda, or Cepeda. I don't know how he pronounces his name. And these are these large credit cards or credit card type of pieces of art that seem to make a commentary about how we spend our money or how we shouldn't spend our money. And there's a couple of them here. Here's another one. And of course, that is absolutely fantastic. And then we are standing, my goodness, there's just room after room after room to explore. And all kinds of art for every taste imaginable. Buenas tardes.
Hola, buenas tardes.
Oh, let me go this way because there may be some more stuff over here.
I'll show you her penis after the walking tour. Was the artwork affordable? There was something for everybody, actually.
Oh, check out that gal. I just love her. She's like sitting there. She seems to be saying, everybody look at me. And the one next to her seems to be saying, no, everybody look at me. I love it. These are the creation of Nora Maciel. So this looks like Nora Maciel's wall. She has some smaller portraits that are quite cute. Let me see if I can show you at least a couple of them. Very interesting work. Very modern. Check out that one. That's really, really beautiful. Again, not necessarily for my wall, but I can certainly appreciate it. Male portraits. I love it. Beautiful work. Okay, so looking at this, the big canvas that I've shown you, this is what it looks like in context. I am standing on the other side of the patio, so as you can see, it's quite enormous. And I believe there's more back here. Oh, I love these crafts. That is so cool. Check that out. There's this one. And then there's another one right next to it. I love the eyes on this one. The eyes seem to be saying, what the fuck? And these are by, Luis Valui Castellanos, the same artist that does the music work, also does these whimsical crafts. How fun is that? Now, as you can see, there's a second story, and I'm going to go there. I want to show you what's going on up there, but not before I take another photograph of that piggy, which I think is absolutely adorable.
I love the piggy.
Okay, so Joe and Claire have a daughter. Her name is Jenna. Jenna is a beautiful, beautiful young lady that at some point decided she was interested in... Oh, and before we go upstairs, here is the elevator. And it actually is working now. So if you need to take the elevator instead of the stairs to get upstairs, you can do that. And anyhow, back to Jenna. Ooh, I stumbled upon the origami wall. How fun is this? Jenna decided at some point in her life that she was fascinated by wine. And she decided, I want to have a wine bar. So she expressed that to her parents. And long story short, she opened Divino Dante upstairs, which is a beautiful wine bar, which, as you can see, we are now looking at everything that's going on up there. I can see that Efren Gonzalez is one of the artists that is being represented by the gallery. He is painting in the house, which must be very attractive for people that want to learn about art. And of course, Galleria Dante also has some art classes. I know this because a friend of my friend Paul, or rather a guest at the hotel, recently came to take some classes. But this is what the upstairs looks like now. There's a beautiful wine cellar here. And there is this little space over here which you can take advantage of if you want to have air conditioning or you want to have private dining. I know that Claire is getting ready right now for a special event, which is why some things look a little bit in disarray. But this is Divino Dante, Jenna's little restaurant. Well, not so little actually. Jenna's restaurant, where you can enjoy not only a good glass of wine, but you can also enjoy a beautiful menu with hors d'oeuvres and main courses. And you can even sit out here in the balcony if you want to and get a view of Basilio Vadillo as people are walking by or driving by. Just a sweet, sweet space. And I also understand, buenas tardes. I also understand that the upstairs is being now used. So let's take a look at what's going on upstairs. Now, again, I know that the gallery is setting up for an important event. So this may not be ready for public consumption. But Claire did say, hey, go wherever you'd like. So that's exactly what we're doing. Buenas tardes. So this is the upstairs terrace here at that. Hey, Jenna! How are you? I am showing everybody your beautiful space. Any chance you can come by and say hello?
Maybe.
Okay.
Twist my arm.
I'll take that as a yes. So this is the top level at Galleria Dante, which I remember visiting a million years ago. And now it's clearly been given a lot of TLC. It's a place where I do know that they're going to have a film screening coming up in a few days. Buenas tardes. And here we are. And here's Jenna.
Hi.
Hi, can we hug?
Sure.
Oh, good Lord.
So good to see
How
you.
are you? Everybody, this is Jenna Guarnier.
Hi.
She is the daughter. The daughter. She is the woman, the young lady that I told you about that's responsible for the Divino Dante, which is this beautiful wine bar that we just explored. How are things going?
They're going. We're just doing a lot of renovations right now. Getting ready for the next week. So.
I know that next week is important to you.
Yep.
The commemoration of the passing of your father last year.
That's right.
What a legacy.
Yep.
What a legacy. How many years ago was it that your parents arrived?
1988.
1988.
Yep.
Yeah, I knew that it was a long time. And look at how far everything's become. So can you tell me about what this area is all about?
So-
Like usually?
Well, usually it's been really not much of anything, but we're setting it up to kind of have some outdoor dining now with COVID. People want to be able to kind of be a little bit more outdoors.
Uh-huh.
We're hoping to be open by the end of March, but we're not 100% sure on that date yet.
Uh-huh.
Our furniture probably doesn't really arrive until then. We're going to do screenings of movies on this big wall here.
Oh, fantastic. That'll be great.
Yes, and I'm putting some little lounge couches and tables here and some lounges and stuff up there too. So
Uh-huh.
yeah, and then we have another kitchen over there. So we're going to kind of figure out what we're going to be doing with the cuisine up here. If it's going to be the same or maybe a little bit different. But
And the cuisine up here, the project up here continues to be part of your restaurant, or do you guys see it as an extension of the gallery, or it doesn't
it'll
matter?
be a restaurant, and we use it mostly for events, like an event space. We have a couple weddings in the works already, so we're getting there.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent. Well, I don't want to keep you. I know that I came unannounced. I told your mom I have like a little bit of time to spare, but the people that tune into my broadcast have expressed interest in learning more about local artists. What can you tell me? I saw that one of your artists is painting downstairs. Do you have regular classes, painting classes, or things that people should know about?
Well, he has Efren Gonzalez has classes, I believe, next month. He's got a watercolor class and another oil class. He usually does 2 or 3 per season, usually starting in January. He's already done a couple. And then while he's here, he also paints in the gallery at night in the or in the restaurant during the evening, and then sometimes during the day.
Excellent. Excellent. Well, I'll make sure that people know the Facebook page for both the restaurant and the gallery so that people can stay in touch with everything that's going on. It is great to see you.
You too.
And now I'm going to continue exploring.
Please do.
Talk to you soon.
You too. Did I want to tell you about the elevator also?
Yes, she told me. Does it also come all the way up here?
Yes, it does.
Oh my goodness. And this would be your...
That'll be my office.
That'll be your office.
Yep.
Not a bad office to have.
Ooh,
Take
spam.
care.
Bye.
Good to see you. So there you have it. This is a family that has been invested in our city since the 1980s, and they have brought so much joy to so many people. And as long as we're here, let us take in some of the view, because we can see some of Alta Vista over there and the inevitable growth of buildings and so forth. Just an interesting vantage point from here. So let us find our way back to the street level entrance so that we can make sure that we haven't missed anything. It seems like everywhere I look, there is something happening, like this strange collection of heads just sort of sitting there. I don't know if they're waiting to be placed somewhere or if that was an artistic statement. And what I'm going to do is I am going to go out through the separate entrance that the restaurant has so that you can see it. Because obviously if the gallery is closed, that doesn't mean that the restaurant is closed. The gallery may close early in the day, but you can still come up to the restaurant and enjoy a lovely dinner. And here we are. And this would be the restaurant entrance, which is right next door to the art gallery. So let me go back to the entrance of the gallery and check out these gals that are coming. Let me take a photo of them because they're fabulous. Qué guapas. ¿Les puedo tomar una foto? Una, dos y tres. Gracias. They are promoting something for Act 2 Entertainment. That's awesome. So here we are again at the entrance of Galleria Dante, and I'm going to take advantage of the quiet environment. Oh, see, now I come back to Luis Valvi Castellanos' wall, and now I make the connection. There's another one of those beautiful crafts. And this is just one of many amazing galleries that you can enjoy during Puerto Vallarta. Usually, when COVID is not going on, the galleries in this neighborhood, along with restaurants and shops, have something that is called the South Side Shuffle. Every 2 weeks, during the evening, they stay open late so that you can enjoy all the beautiful offerings that these shops and businesses provide. And needless to say, this is not happening right now. But we can hope for a better tomorrow. We can hope for better times. In the meantime, if you find yourselves in this neighborhood, in Basilio Vadillo, in Puerto Vallarta, and you want to come see a great example of how art manifests itself in our city, do yourself a favor and come check out this beautiful art gallery, Galleria Dante. Thank you for joining me today, and I will see you again sometime soon. Have a great one.
Yay! And that was our little walking tour of Galleria Dante. It was a lot of fun, and it was a nice reminder that, it's right. Yes, bird. Oh, the bird liked it too. We have a bird that is singing right outside of my window. It's wonderful. It's such a great reminder to take some time aside to just walk around, even if you're not going to spend any money. Just allowing yourself to be surrounded by such wonderful art is kind of like a meditation. It really is. And now, because somebody asked, my transgender Mexican Katrina Hooker, and I say she's transgender, she was commissioned by my dear, I commissioned her from my dear friend in paper mache buddy Mario Saulo Moreno, who is represented locally by Collectica Gallery. She has a penis. I don't know if you'll be able to see it. Ah, there it is. Hold on. Penis. There it is. So you can actually touch its little. It's good luck. There you go. See, she is my transgender Katrina, and it's one of the few crazy oddities that I collect from my friends. And somebody also mentioned the other day that you want to see what else I have around the house. We're gonna do that at some point. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for sticking around. There's still 110 of you here, which means this was something that you enjoyed, and I enjoyed putting it together for you. This was just a couple of days ago. It was just on Monday. Let me take a quick look. There were a couple of important, interesting questions that I saw. Not the one about the genital warts. We'll get rid of all that spam. Somebody asked about shipping, and you must know that these art galleries have been working with international shoppers for decades, and they're experts at finding a way to get these pieces to your home safely everywhere or anywhere in the world. And it's what they do. So it's included. My birthday is in July 8th. I am a Cancer. Maybe that's why I like the crabs. Let's see, what else do we have? Matthew, you're absolutely right. And sitting upstairs, either being downstairs at the gallery at night or sitting upstairs and enjoying a nice meal and a glass of wine. And yes, Paul, we are due for Divino Dante. We haven't been there in a while. It is really, excuse me, a beautiful venue. And then I believe I answered this, but I want to get to that again. One of the beautiful things about Dante, Mark, is that, needless to say, art has a certain value and price tag. But the beautiful thing about here is that there are humongous pieces and small pieces and more expensive pieces and more affordable pieces. So there's something for everybody. Do you have to work on the pictures to make the colors so vivid? I deliberately then tried not to change the colors and not to edit that. What I ended up doing a lot of, since I was pointing my camera up, is I had to unskew the photos so that they would look, rectangular on the video. But other than that, I tried not to do much of anything to the photos so that you will get like the actual real thing. Thank you very much for that, Judy. Let's see what else we have. Ingaraboom, bam, bim, bam, boom. A wine bar, wonderful, says Glee Audrey. You have no idea. It's a fabulous place. We love it. We love it up there. And yes, Matthew, the third floor has been there for some time, but it just has not been developed. They were working on it right before COVID, and now it is so nice to see it pretty much ready to open. Jenna told me about an additional kitchen, and it'll be a really fun thing to see how they work the movie projection thing. And somebody mentioned that it would be a great place to screen closure, and I think that would be absolutely wonderful. Great suggestion. Let's see what else we have. Yes, the idea of a cluster meetup is still in the air. We still have a few days to go, so we're going to see what we can do about that. Didn't they have a time when they offered free wine for people to see art? I remember going. Those would be the artworks, or the art walks in El Centro here in Puerto Vallarta, or in the case of what goes on in Emiliano Zapata on Basilio Vadillo Street. It's a South Side Shuffle. It usually happens every other Friday during the winter and spring months, but this year, because of COVID, it's not happening. And the Southside Shuffle is just absolutely wonderful because the galleries and the shops stay open late. It's a real wonderful street party with everybody sauntering from one place to another and enjoying free samples of this, that, and the other. So it is a good thing. Let's see. I think nice tour right on our street, but we haven't entered during COVID times. Must check it out again. Carol, it's such a spacious, big, open space, even the indoor, that I personally never felt threatened, and I am sure you wouldn't either. She is nameless. Farolito sounds like a good name for her. I love it. Let's see what else we have. Boom, bitty, boom, bum, bum. Candace confirms Southside Shuffle not happening this season. Oh, Bronica, there you go. There you go. Moon Children. Oh, Lisa, another one. Awesome. Here we go. Cancer people, Moon Children. I love it. Um, can I bring my 18-year-old to the restaurant? Any age restrictions? No, not that I know of. Not that I know of. Um, oh, Stephanie, thank you so much for that. I really appreciate that very much. Uh, and I think we are pretty much at the end of today's broadcast. Thank you so much for joining me today. I am very pleased to see that you enjoyed it. If I don't remember exactly who suggested that we take a look at local artists, there's also, of course, a lot of Mexican artists and street artists that are not represented by art galleries. So if this is something else that you find interesting, just let me know in the comments, because their art manifests itself in so many different ways here in Puerto Vallarta that we could just spend all our time working on art walking tours. But we aim to please. We aim to make sure that we create the proper connections for you to love the city even more than you already do. So I hope we achieve that today. Between today and the next time that we get together, stay happy, stay kind, stay walking, eat tacos, burn them off, and most importantly, stay in touch. It's great to see you. Have a great day.